Alrighty, let's get this thing going. Alright. So, today I'm going to be working on Gix. Gix is essentially a wyvern that can shapeshift. And, I haven't actually designed her yet. I've drawn her once before, but only by the face and in a completely different outfit that was irrelevant. So, I'm going to design her wyvern form, and I'm also going to design her human form as well. I got a sketch going, so I'm going to go ahead and start moving over into the actual second pass, and we'll see where it takes us. I'm just going to be kind of having fun, messing about. Nothing serious about this stream. Just kind of working on stuff together. If you got something to work on, then let's work on it together. So, alright, let's get into it. Alrighty. So first of all, I'm going to start figuring out her form. So that way it's actually anatomically correct enough for me to put clothes on top of that. It's not going to be perfect, but easier to do clothes when you know what body's underneath. Okay. Gix is a lot of fun to play. She's kind of a baddie. So I'm excited to make this fit the vibe. I picked music that kind of fits it too. I don't know about y'all, but I'm kind of the person that likes to listen to music that kind of fits the character that I'm currently in tune with. I don't know if it's the musician in me or what, but I really enjoy it. I don't know if anyone else does this, but like, I basically always draw abs on my characters. Not that every character has abs, but it like helps me make sure that I'm actually keeping it in line at the right length, if that makes sense. It's like drawing the palm before the fingers. That way you know how long the fingers have to be. Let's see. Okay. Drawing a step behind like this can be a little difficult sometimes. So I'm hoping I can kind of nail it near the first try. I saw, like, someone who was doing a pose like this kind of seemed to follow shadows up and up and up, like the longer back that the leg goes. So I might try to play with that a little bit as well. So this arm a little bit too small. We're just gonna stretch. Same with this. There we go. So sassy with that flip test though. Damn, girl. Alright. So that's looking good. Alright, so I need to make sure I give myself some good references now. Make this really thin so we can actually see what we're dealing with when I move to just the second pass as my reference. I kind of like to make these lines to kind of separate where the thighs starts from the butt. I don't know if it's necessarily correct, but it helps me. Okay. Go ahead and make some basic lines there. Okay, we'll just make some basic necklines there. Actually gonna get rid of some of these little cranium reference that I made, because I think we're pretty much good. I guess a multi-pass, yeah. It's more like Kaya doesn't know how to do it all in one go. Okay, so I think I'm mostly satisfied with that. I might tweak it a little bit as I go, but for now, I think it'll be alright. It's so subtle trying to get this line. It's like slightly off kilter, and the hips are slightly up. But it can't be too much, because otherwise you'll look like some weird anime character walking at the screen. Oh, we got that, I think. Sick lines here. Alright. Now, I have a pretty good idea of what I want to do with her. For wyvern form, though, not so much. Aw, thank you. I really appreciate that. I don't know if I'm gonna keep it this cute and adorable, or if I'm gonna try to do something more serious too. But at least for right now, it'll do. Okay. Let's see here. Bring some form back to this. Make sure I'm actually following it okay. I kind of like the idea of having just a slight hook here. I've got like a whole list of references on like a laptop next to me, so I don't have to go flipping through it a billion times. It's pretty nice. I should do it more often, honestly. I agree. I think she's fun to do sometimes. Especially when I'm in, like, a more silly mood. Sometimes I'm just cracked, okay? Oh, that's right. I was thinking about giving her some chin spikes. She's got this kind of molten lava aesthetic. So I'm gonna try to make that make sense here. Almost like gnarled and twisted like lava rock is what I kind of want her horns to look like. So they're not going to be perfect shape. Something maybe a little bit rougher. There we go. Now here's the question. Do I spike her chin the hell up, or do I keep it smooth and more feminine? Sure that these horns are actually equally on each side. It can be kind of a bitch to make sure that they're actually in line. Horns are weird. Honestly, I don't even... See, a lot of people say wyvern. I'm one of those fuckers that says wyvern. My bad. Wyvern? Let's see. I'm gonna try with a bunch of almost like feathery bits first. Almost like a whole bunch of them. Just to see how it looks layered. doesn't complement the chin well, though. Gives it a weird angle. Me no likey. You know, for now on, I'm just gonna call her a wyvern. Wyvern. Anytime she's gone. Shut the fuck up. I almost want it to feel like it's coming around to a point. I actually want to puff out the chest more. Yeah, that looks better. Me likey. Thinking too, because I could do with like spikes like this all the way down, but I could also do like plates almost. Like it's a ridge. I am partial to ridges on dragons though. Aw, hi Oki, it's been a long time. Glad you could join. We're just working on stuff. If y'all want to, like, work on stuff too at the same time, that's totally fine by me. Kind of a vibe. Kind of a work together stream. I'm not intending on getting this done tonight. Or maybe even the full line work done tonight. I'm just trying to play with it a little bit. For funsies. Vibe. I like how that makes her neck look, like, thicker. Kind of gets lost by the neckline a little bit. We don't want to be having no tangents around here. So let's see. Here we go.
Your Majesty, we have a problem. They're trying to seize your throne.
Damn, they're trying to seize the throne, guys.
Take me to them now.
Let's see. Problem is figuring out how I want this to set. I keep trying to visualize like where the rib cage is in reference. It's a little bit harder for some reason for my brain to figure out. I want to make this dip really apparent because I think it'll really sell the wyvern vibe if I do that. Tangents are not fun. Tangents are what kills depth perception. We don't want that. This isn't math. Okay, I kind of like that, but I gotta find a way to make those plates end. I don't think I want them to wrap all the way around. I think I just want it to be on the back side of the head. Also want... Oh, my bad. Here, I'll raise the volume a little bit. Okay. Yeah. Tangents is an art thing. It's basically when you have, if I show you right here, if you have like, two lines, let's say you have, I don't know, a circle right here, right? And you want this circle to be in front of the square. Well, if you have the square right next to it right here, where like, even though technically it's higher than the circle, because the tangent's right here, it makes it look like it's all in the same plane. But let's say I were to take the square and then put it more behind, so that way the circle actually cuts into it. Like that. And now it kind of gives you the impression that this is actually in front of this instead. As a tangent. Okay. Let me see if that's a little bit better volume-wise. Never done this before, so bear with me. Awesome, thank you so much. Okay. I might change the... trying to decide. Because I don't want to put the arm straight through here. Because if I do that, then it'll, like, destroy the silhouette that's right here. But I want it to get up and over. That's a later Anna problem. I feel like these are probably pretty strong grabbies, so let's exaggerate this a little bit more. And actually, now that I think about it, I might want to bring this more over here and bigger to give a sense of depth, because the wing is like right fucking there. Yeah, that'll be better. Oh, so it's actually super easy. There's this free program called Veadotube. It's Veado tube. And literally you just upload your PNGs of like 4 different versions, right? One blinking, one not, one open mouth, one not. And then you can adjust the settings to how it perceives your sound and when it actually wants to move and whether it shakes when you talk or move when you talk, all that kind of stuff. But it's like super easy to set up. So, highly recommend it if you're doing like a PNG style like I am versus like an actual tracking model. Yeah, I really want to play with it more, actually, to see if I can get more complex stuff out of it. I know some people have actually done some, like, extra hotkeys and things like that that give you extra emotions and all of that, and that would be super sick. So, I don't know how to do it yet, but I plan on figuring it out, so I'll be sure to share that as I figure that out. See, this is where I've got to be careful of said tangent. I don't want it to run alongside. I want her to be in front. So let's curl this more. Okay, and then there we go. And it's gonna be kind of faded in the back too, so I'm not terribly worried about it, because then they'd be competing for the attention, and we don't want that. We want the focus to actually be on humanoid Gix, but you kind of get a little bit of a sliver of the badass that she is in wyvern form. Okay. How do butts work again? Now, let's see. Get rid of this. No, it's connected. Dude, I was so nervous at work today. So, I'm a lube technician at an auto shop, and there was a Santa Cruz that I was working on, but it had the foot rails that help you get up and out of the vehicle, right? Well, when it did that, because of the way that the customer had gotten aftermarket foot rails, it basically meant so that way the lift that I was putting it on could barely, like, get to the actual frame. So there's, like, maybe an inch that it was actually sitting on the frame versus not, because the foot rails were in the way. So I'm doing this oil change underneath this motherfucking Santa Cruz, and I'm like, the 2 front ones are like precariously close to the edge. I'm like, damn, you know, if I die right now, the last thing I'm gonna see is the grill of a Santa Cruz. We do have extensions that make it taller, so that way you can, you know, because you don't want to rest the lift onto the actual body itself. You want it to be on the frame. The problem is that the foot rails were tucked inward, so that way it was taking over the space where the actual frame was. So even with the extensions, I still couldn't get it to fit on there. It's not just a me problem either. Like, I told my coworker about it, and he's like, oh, yeah, I hate those. It happens. And I'm like, what the fuck you mean it happens? I might make this. I appreciate that. I would also prefer not to get squished under one. I think 3 claws actually might be good. And then... No, it's not her fronts, though. I'll think about it. No Kaya pancake. Yeah, please no. I would rather not. I keep trying to make her thighs thinner than they actually need to be, because if they're gonna support that kind of weight, it's gonna have to be crazy fucking strong. Okay, and then we're just gonna lightly suggest. I'll probably actually be right here, so just do that. Okay, back to these plate things. I know normally what I do is kind of tuck it in back here, but I kind of want to make it more interesting than that. Well, thanks, I appreciate it. Honestly, I'm just kind of messing around. Because I don't know for sure what I want to do just yet. Let me see. Might give her little fins here. Let me get rid of this foot so I'm not thinking about it too much. I don't know why it's like such a thing for fire dragons to have like almost like aquatic fins like this. It feels counterintuitive, but it just looks so correct. Okay, so this is the midline right here. I know she's gonna have like a pretty strong hook here because she's a wyvern from D&D, and so stinger is like their main thing. I think. Let's see. It would have to be aerodynamic. So probably flat on this side. Okay, I need to make sure that these are plenty smaller to give it that depth perception. You know, as cool as that looks, I actually flipped those. Bigger claws gotta be on the inside. I want it to feel almost like, I don't want him to be big, meaty claw. Like, I want it to be almost like thin, needle-like sharp. I might have to adjust that later to face a little bit more towards us, but that's okay. We'll do that for now. Okay, and then this needs to follow the train of... I like how thick it makes it look, but... Let's try something real quick. I think I've got the right base shape, but if I were to instead kind of do this, and we'll follow like the same theme of like that molten rock for the spines if we do this, so we'll have like that kind of spindled look. And it like, it's almost slightly malformed because of it. And then connect them with web. I'm gonna do that. These need to be taller. Here we go, get that nice shape going. So if I were to do that, this is the side plane right here. She definitely would need more. Along the side of her neck. Could do... What if I did both? Created... It wouldn't be as strong of a plating, but... Nah. We added, like... crest spikes. Maybe. I definitely want her, like, bottom plates to feel like they're coming to, like, an absolute point. Almost like a braid. Nope. It's more right here. Okay. I like the shape that it's giving off right now. Still needs more, but I like it. Now, if I were to give her crest, what would that look like? Let's see, let's zoom out a little bit. Yeah. I like that. I might make her body a little less long. Let me see. Let's do something a little crazy here for a second. What if I did that and then fixed this line back here? So the hip actually extends past. Okay. This actually is telling me that this needs to be bigger, because it's closer to us. Both of them need to be bigger. Now, this is one of those moments where I can tell that something is not correct, but figuring out what it is that's incorrect is gonna take time. But I like the direction that that's going. Okay. This is going this way. It would draw the eye from one face to the other. I just have to do it kind of carefully. So we'll just leave it as a line for now. Make it nice and faint. Okay. Actually, if I bow it more, that'll make it feel longer. I will find a way to make this composition work. Okay. I might actually. I don't want to lose sight of the tail. However, if I have it curl around so it just reveals part of it, and then have this wing come around the front to kind of block this in, that would really draw the eyes back up, I think, like if it bends too. So that's probably good. Alright, so for now, probably just keep this as a basic idea, some kind of line here. Okay, cool. We're gonna go ahead and take a break from the wyvern. Let's go ahead and lower that down. And we'll focus on Gix for a second. Alright, I need to grab something real quick. I'll be right back. Alrighty. Don't mind me, I'm just getting a little bit of nom-noms. I have fallen prey too many times to the shaky hands dilemma, so gotta make sure I'm all good. Alright. Actually, I'm gonna keep myself from distraction. I don't want the composition to get in the way of actually designing her the way that I want to in any given situation. So, okay. Now, I have a pretty damn good idea of her face, if you can't tell. Her outfit, though, that's... I need to figure out. So let me look at some references here. So I definitely feel like she's the leather jacket badass kind of girl. And, like, generally speaking, like, if I were to put her into a D&D class, she would be more of a ranger. Perhaps even a ranger rogue multi-class. All about stealth and scout. Not seeing her coming, because she doesn't have a whole lot of health, but once she's there, striking you really, really hard. So, with that in mind, I'm gonna switch to black just so that way I can see the difference between her body and her clothes. Now, let's see. Kind of like the idea of having almost like a hooded scarf. So instead of having like a full hood that captures over top of her, right? Having something that kind of almost, not quite a shawl, but something she could pull up if she really wanted to, but not a full cape. I want it to complement her shapes, though, nice and sharp. Okay. And then... might change this, but gotta figure out how I want to get this jacket placed underneath it. That in mind, this has gotta be above it. So I'm gonna scooch this up a little bit. And then I definitely want it to have that, like, that baggy sense. Gotta decide what shape I want to go with, though. There's some cuffs here. There we go. I feel like this actually needs to tuck in just a bit more despite the anatomy I got going on there. See, this is why it's nice to kind of shift between two different things, is because now that I'm looking back, I can see the little weird mistakes that are present. Okay, I like where her hand is, but I don't like how her arm is. Yeah, there we go. Hmm.
So you've been living two lives with two guys. Bet you got your tubes tied. Heard a lot of this, a lot of that, a lot of lies. The other night your mom passed away and it was weird that you just went about your day and didn't even shed a tear. I feel bad, you don't feel bad. Sad, you don't feel sad. But I'm the last to help a crazy bitch that goes by. I didn't know you were a sociopath. I didn't know you were a sociopath.
I don't think I want it to extend that far. Something like that. I think I'm gonna stop trying to make this a little bit more specific, just because I'm a little indecisive right now, so I'm gonna turn to a more gesture-like drawing style.
It ain't quite what it seems. Don't be shocked when you lost what we call meant to be. So I feel afraid, 'cause you're crazy for days. You say he wasn't me and it don't mean a thing. So cry, 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 I don't need you in my life. Need you in my life, no. So cry, 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 you don't even have to try. Don't even have to try. I didn't know you were a sociopath. I didn't know you were a sociopath. I didn't know you were a sociopath.
Don't be cautious, don't be kind. You committed, I'm your crime. Push my button anytime. You got your finger on the trigger, but your trigger finger's mine. Silver dollar, golden flame. Dirty water, poison rain. Perfect murder, take your aim. I don't belong to anyone, but everybody knows my name. By the way, you've been uninvited, 'cause all you say are all the same things I did. Copycat, tryna cop my manner. Watch your back when you can't watch mine. Copycat, tryna cop my glamour. Why so sad, but you can't have mine.
Hmm.
Catalyst, call me cool.
Definitely want
Metallic,
those aesthetic fingerless gloves.
cocky. Watch your tone, you better love me, 'cause you're just a clown. By the way,
Okay. Question is do I want it to just stay down here, or do I want it to go past? I was thinking past it earlier when I was kind of going through concept images, but... I don't want it to be too much, though. So, we'll leave that there for now. I definitely think she has throwing knives, not gonna lie. And then I think, actually, might be a bit too tall. She definitely has the ripped jeans aesthetic. I can't help myself. Yeah, feel free to sketch while we're doing this. Like, honestly, I'm gonna start consistently doing this, but it's not with the intention of truly actually finishing anything. It's more just like a way to self-motivate, you know? Yeah, that's it. That's the shape. Hell yeah. And then make that there. Okay. Need to move this center point over a little. I do want just a touch of ab coming through. She kind of buff, not gonna lie. She's not like strong buff, but like toned, if that makes sense. as you well know, you know, rogue ranger aesthetic is to have as many fucking belts as you physically can. When in doubt in your character creation, just put more belts on it. It'll work, I promise. You know, sometimes I sit here and I wonder, how the fuck do holsters work? I always have to get multiple references to get that to work. One of those shapes that I guess just don't make sense in my brain. Oh, the elbow should be up here, not down here. Okay. Whoopsies! Yeah, that looks better. We don't talk about Kingdom Hearts in this house. No. Listen, the most important thing is belts. And then the second most important things is giving her damn good hips. Those are the two most important things. As it comes to Kingdom Hearts, honestly, I've heard it so many times. Oh my god. Unpopular opinion, I guess, but I just could never get into them. People would overload me talking about it and stuff, so, you know, the overload of information over something that you really don't necessarily care about. But also, the people I've met who like Kingdom Hearts, they tend to not be the greatest people. I mean, I'm sure mine is an extremely specific example, like it's an anecdote, right? But, and it's not everyone, but damn. Sometimes, like, when I run into Kingdom Hearts player, like, they're kind of shitty people. But no, on a serious note, I'm just not a fan of the writing, to be honest. It doesn't really catch my attention. I like the concept of it, but I don't think it's executed very well. I think there are certain moments that end up going well, but overall, the general sense that I get is that you're there for gameplay more so than story, because even though the story, you know, is enough, it's not exactly great. So, more focused on the drama and the clone of the clone of the clone of the clone than anything else. What gameplay? Honestly, I've only ever played like 2 of them for a short amount of time. That's just what I hear. I don't know. Don't listen to me. I'm an uninformed gamer. Okay, I need to fix this. This needs to go here.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the keeper of the keys, the Countess of the clink, the mistress of Murderers Row, matron Mama Morton.
Trying to decide how much I want this jacket to actually peer around. Probably not as much as what I've got. Don't mind the Chicago musical reference in the middle of my songs. It's totally fine. Just be good to Mama, you'll be fine.
Because the system works, the system called reciprocity. Got a little motto, always sees me through. When you're good to mama, mama's good to you. There's a lot of favors I'm prepared to do. You do one for mama, she'll do one for you.
Okay, I like the shapes that I have. I'm just gotta make them make sense.
The way I live, so
I wonder, actually.
a lot of tact for what I've got to give. Don't you know that this hand washes that one too? When you're good to mama, mama's good to you. If you want my gravy, pepper my ragu, spice it up for mama, she'll get hot for you.
What kind of boots do I want to give her?
Folks contribute too. You put in for mama.
First of all, I'm gonna put a really shitty stand-in for a bow. Hold on. Let's see. You know, I never thought about this before. Is she left-handed or right-handed? Fuck. She kind of a wyvern most of the time. I don't think about these things.
Like the Princeton crew, when you're stroking mama, mama's stroking you. So what's the one conclusion I can bring this number two? When you're good to mama.
Well, I do have scars on this eye, so I guess I'll focus on this one. And based on the laws of archery, your better eye should be in the back. So she would shoot normal. Yeah. Haha, me putting aesthetic lines really made me help a decision there. Alright. Man, I really want to draw her face. I really want to draw her face. I need to wait. I need to figure this out first. feel like if I'm gonna really exaggerate the cuffs here, I probably need to leave this bare, so that way I can exaggerate these down here too. In case you forgot, she likes spikes. You could also make this a corset, but I'm not sure. Nah, too formal. It's almost like she doesn't exactly understand how to dress, because she's not supposed to be human. That's pretty weird. No wyvern's done that before, so she doesn't always grasp those kinds of concepts. Let's see. There was an eye shape that I was thinking about doing. Let me pull up a reference. Yes, okay. That's more like it. Here comes the time of trying to figure out how the fuck to draw the other eye. Whee! It is so much easier to do the 3/4 position when you're drawing the other eye. Like, I know people, like, struggle with it, but it's almost like as an artist, you're pressured not to do flat planes, and so, like, you usually want to make it dynamic, right? So when you actually do forward-facing things, it's like, fuck. Or side-facing things, too. I like eyebrows. Honestly, in my opinion, eyebrows are kind of even more expressive than eyes. Like, eyes definitely help, don't get me wrong. But in a lot of ways, like, it's actually the eyebrows that tell you a lot. I want her eyebrows to be thick enough to be expressive, but not so thick where it's like... Where do I want her to look? I could have her look straight on, but... Oh god. Let's see. Here we go. Okay. Ooh, music stopped. I'm gonna get some more music. There we go. Nah, I don't want her looking cross-eyed. Imagine she's like... Okay. Sorry, I'm stupid. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. I want to make her irises smaller because it makes her feel more serious, but... Ah, fuck it. I'll fix it later. No worries. We'll pretend like she's blind in this eye. You always know that a character's a baddie when they have the the nose scar. It's a requirement. It's honestly a necessity at this point. Okay. I also like doing hair. Hair is swoopy and satisfying. Sometimes a bitch, but worth it. Okay. I really like the sketch shape I have already for this bun back here. So I'm really not going to change it, just give it a little bit more angular interest. It's way smaller than the big ass sketch lines I have here. Yeah, that's about right. Can you tell I like doing faces? Okay. Can't really decide how I want to do that. So let's back up for a minute and reevaluate. Probably need to add the little cuffs of where the jacket starts. Oh, just right there, actually. That might work, with that black spot right there. Might be good for that. I don't want to completely lose it. Okay. Actually, I think I might have made her dome a little too big. Let's back that up a little bit. He's got those cheeks. Yep. Okay. And then I do want to make it look like her hair is swooping around the back side here. No, I definitely want to have some strands shelf in here. Almost like she just turned red. Like, turned. So, you got anything that we're working on? Anything in particular? Or are we just vibing?
me dance among the stars. Let me know what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, baby, kiss me.
Hey, yo, working on Bella. I'm kind of excited about that, actually. The random voice out in the ether that we may or may not ever actually meet, and may or may not actually be real. Let's see. Hey, she's real. Damn. She's imaginary. I know what I want to do, but, well, probably could go here. Bit too much, but definitely needs to come down a little bit. And then if I were to kind of back that up a bit, make this flatter. Yeah, definitely need to work on this. I want it to feel like it's, like tucked to the side, flat back, but at the front angle, it makes it a little bit hard. Because I know her cranium's right here. Yeah, I see now. So we're going to do this. Oop, that's not what I wanted. You're having to learn female fashion. What kind of fashion are we talking about here? Because there's a lot. If you say Y2K, I'm gonna fucking lose it. Oh man. Cute girl. Dresses. Okay, like Sunday best kind of feel. Or is it more adventurous than that? It's a grown man. Oh no. Yeah, that's actually what's going on. Oliver's getting catfished. You know what? Pupils, miss me with that. Fix that later. Well, that one looks nice. I just can't make this one light up. honestly, I don't even know how to explain it. You ever heard of the hit game called Coriolis? It's like sci-fi D&D, but Arabian Nights. It's like if Arabic culture won out above everything else. Pretty great. Okay, let me get some shades in here really quick. Just to kind of see what shapes of color I'm dealing with, in case I need to create more interest. Yeah, Coriolis is basically uses a 2d6 system, so the amount of skill points you have is the amount of d6s that you have. Very deadly game, kind of like Call of Cthulhu in the sense that you only get like, you know, like 9 HP at any given time. Or less, or more, but not much less or more than that. And so, you have your own crew, your own ship, and, yeah, gambling simulator. We'll call it that. It's like if you were playing Guardians of the Galaxies, but, you know, more deadly. A lot more deadly. Hmm. Okay. So I need to create interest for the red. 'Cause as of right now, I know I want this to be red. And I know I want this to be probably like a... either a dark gray or... well, I don't know. I don't want to make it brown. Because the belts are going to be brown. And so are the... well, gloves might be red. Maybe I make the gloves red. And then I've got to put some sort of third here somewhere. And we can bring the black up here. Or whatever color I decide to go with. Some darker color for sure. You know, I didn't do this intentionally, but you know, maybe maybe right here there's a little show of the hip or something. I don't know. But I intended that to be shirt. But somehow my brain registered that as a belt or something. Okay, so yeah, just like showing just a little bit of hip. It's a +2 stat boost. Actually, she can decide to lift it for that stat boost. You know, it's an action that she can take. I'll have to let Montante know that that's an extra stat she has. Okay, we're gonna leave that there where that's at. Because I really can't decide what I want to do with the shoes. I like everything else so far, though. And I'll definitely add, like, extra colors and detail to it and things. This is just to get the shape down. Okay. Let's switch gears. Haha, dragon time! I don't think I need the earlier sketch anymore. No, I'm good. Well, time for you to get deleted. Okay. So now, bring in the black for this one. I never erased that. I don't even know what that arrow is for. What the fuck? What layer is it on? Wait! There it is. Okay. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. She's got tattoos. She's got one tattoo that's on her lip. And then... like, little eye tattoo thingies. I'll mark those there so I don't forget them. If that's the case, then I need to make that nose scar a little smaller so it's not invasive. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, back to Dragon. I want it to have the same kind of thickness, sketch-wise, so I can see what I'm thinking here. Do I want her to have what kind of crest? That's one of the parts I never decided. What kind of crest I want to give her. Okay. Let me try something here real quick. I make this instead a nice rounded chin instead. Which means smile would have to go a little bit higher. And then if I were to instead Hmm. Do I like that? It might be a bit much. I like the texture, though. I like these three. Just gotta decide what I want to do with them. If I want to make it, like... Hold on, chat. I'm cooking. I like it until that last one. So let's see. How can I... Maybe if I finish the head cap off. Because I do want to make a difference between a male and a female wyvern, and not all of them will have the exact same kind of crest. Like, some will have wider fans, and some will have heavier, like, casing. I want to give her a brow, but how? What if I did that here, too? Having issues with shape. It's amazing how quickly you can go from fully understanding the shape three-dimensionally to not, just because of what kind of line you're trying to put on it. Maybe instead of along that, I could do that. Ooh. Something needs to go around her eyes. I just can't tell what yet. It's okay. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. One step at a time, right? let's make this point further here. We want it to align with the eye. A lot of times when you see dragons, I don't even know why, but anatomically, this point right here always seems to be like the leading center line of their horn. So, we'll go ahead. Ooh, I kind of like that. Okay. Gotta be careful not to make these too thin. Let's see. It's tempting because all the twisties. Okay. You know what? I've decided I'm actually gonna give her goggles. Really big fucking... No, actually, Harry Potter glasses. What the fuck? Yeah, here we go. And then she needs the little zigzags. That's stupid. Oh, man. Don't forget the little ear catchers for ears that you don't have. Perfect. Glorious. He's not Spider Pig anymore, he's Harry Plopper. Next spine. I feel like... Do I need to make her top neck even thicker, maybe? Or maybe add an extra bend? I want it to feel angular, though. Like, normally, obviously, it's a noodle and it would, like, curve around. But I want it to feel... I want to have a little bit of a stylistic choice to it. Let me see without the sketch. Feels like it's being cut off now, though. Well, but that's mostly because the spines already did. Maybe I can tweak the spines. Maybe if I did that, it wouldn't make it look so bad. A 90-degree neck turn. Yeah. That's not exactly right, but that's along the right lines. I just feel like she'd have so many fucking spikes. It's the same thing as like her just having way too many knives strapped to her. She just needs like, and just imagine the difference, right? Like imagine the difference between her and then a male wyvern at this point. Normally, I really don't struggle with the face crest. This is interesting. But I guess I've imagined a lot more of her body than I actually have her face, which is odd. You ever had that sensation where you're like, when you think of a character or a person, and you haven't necessarily drawn them out yet, so there's no, like, direct picture, right? Whenever you, like, think of a character, like, you know what they're wearing, you know the kind of body shape they have and how they kind of move, but their face is, like, fuzzy. Like, it's almost as if you, like in a dream where you're remembering someone, but their face is the one thing that's, like, not clear. There are certain characters that are like that for me. Until I actually sit down and figure them out. I wonder... if I can actually... Yeah, I like that. Hold on, hold up! It's working. See, designing characters? Yeah, face first when it's like, I'm sitting down to draw them. But when I'm just imagining them and I don't actually have anything made for them yet, I can't see faces as clearly. Like, faces are kind of fuzzy for me. Okay. It's actually bothering me that she doesn't have boots. I'm gonna go fix it. I'm just gonna make a shape and see what the fuck happens. That's all I'm gonna do. Feed for free? Shut the fuck up. You know what? Yeah, I'll just make her barefoot just for you, Vanessa. I'm gonna go get some medieval boot references. I definitely should give her, like, the curled toe that proves you have a big dick. I think that's, I think that's a little bit of a necessity, actually. Oh, you know what? I could do, like, the... I don't even know what the fuck it is, but, like, you know where they have, like, leather boots? Well, not even boots, really shoes, but they have, like, the metal buckle over it? That sounds kind of nice. I'm gonna get rid of these because I'm not sure I like them. I have to actually try to draw a foot now. Fuck. Wait, what is a furry thing? Sorry, what's the specific thing you're talking about? Earled thing. I'm not sure what you mean by that. I'm sorry. I'm a little retarded. Oh, my bad. You're talking about the shoes. Yeah. That's not a thing. That's not a thing. That's an actual thing in history. So what they would do, so you know when you see like jesters that have like the big curled toed shoes, that's actually because they're over exaggerating the curls that men used to put on medieval like boots. It's where the saying comes from, where like if you have big feet, then you have a big dick. Like that's kind of like the gist of it. And so it was shown in a couple different ways. Like you had actual sets of plate armor, right? It was fashionable back then to have a cod piece that was literally shaped like erect and up, like like a full-on cod piece sticking out from your armor, right? Because as much as like plate armor was effective, it was also for show too. But no, you'd have like people that have like regular ass lives and jobs back then. It's not just the high court, regular ass jobs and stuff like that, and they like would find a way to get curled shoes. Now it's not like if you were a serf or some shit, then probably not. But if you had the money, it was an actual fashionable item for men to wear. Excuse me while I pull up some anatomical references here. Oh, hell yeah. I want a fishing power buff. Hold on. Give her the... give her the curled toes. And, give her the, umbrella hat. There we go. Oh, God, too far. Sexy! She's ready for battle, baby! Alright. Okay, I think I got a reference now. Yeah, okay. So, we're gonna exaggerate the curve here, so it makes it feel like it's got that foreshortening thing. And then it's actually gonna turn to the side more than I thought it was. So, wait. Nah, I gotta do my box method. It ain't working, Chief. Someone somewhere at some point was like, feet are just a bunch of trapezoids smashed together. And my little dumbass brain was like, oh my god, he's right. Okay. So if I were to take that concept, but fit it to the perspective, then actually it would be up here. But that don't look... Wait! Is it right? Fuck. I'm good at flat feet, but not... Let's see. Maybe this is what's messing me up. This line right here. You know... Let's make this a little bit more curved, because this is pinky toe territory, and it's not that bulky. And then... It looks really mangled, but I promise it'll make sense eventually. But the actual perspective makes sense now. Yeah, that's the perspective. I'm actually gonna leave those lines there, just so I don't... Yeah, that's the perspective. Okay. Cool. Let's see. I'm gonna bolden this a little bit just because it makes it easier to read, because the sketch that it is right now is like way thinner. Oh my god. It's the song. I'm not even gonna change it. I'm gonna leave it. This is how you know that you're a true champion, is if you listen to this. I'm gonna break up this shape a little bit. Okay. I actually kind of like that shape. I didn't even do that for design purposes. I was trying to fold it, but I like that. Okay. And then I want the light to kind of cast. So, we'll do this. Hell yeah. Just get a basic lighting reference here. Because if that's the case, then I can do some cool shadows down if it's coming like that. And it would land right on her face, too. Yeah, that's the right way. Brings the eye this way, which then brings you back down to the loop. Hell yeah. Yo? Okay. Do I want little thingies? I only want something there. I'll put it there for placeholder for now. It definitely adds to like the the ongoing belt count. Gix needs a belt count, actually. I've decided this effective immediately. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess, but they're like the little loopy things though, but they look like belts. Do you think, I don't know, what do you think? Do you think we count these as belts or the little loopy thingies? I might make them leather, I don't know. But it might be like the cloth. Right now we're at 4. I'm putting it in the corner. There. We'll put it at 4, and if you guys argue enough the other way that these count, then we'll add those in. What? On top of that, what belt count should I get to? Dude, if any one of you says like fucking 12, I'm gonna shit myself. Okay. Imagine she's just barefoot though. Imagine this bitch walking towards you barefoot. That'd be crazy. Maybe, actually, maybe I keep these cuffs instead of... Oh my god. Not 16, what the fuck? Oh no! Alright. At some point, pay attention to my Twitter account. I'll put a version of Gix where she has 16 belts. Oh man. I promise, I'll do that. I really will. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and get rid of Gix's first pass. We don't need that anymore. I'll keep the second pass just in case. Well, I might be okay. Yeah, I'll be alright. I don't need a second pass. Delete! I'm not one of those artists that has like 20 billion layers. I don't know how they keep track of shit. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've had pieces that have big enough folders where I've had to have like they have so many different things added into them that I have like all these different folders and shit. Like, don't get me wrong, I've done it. I have done it. But I honestly try to squeeze things down as much as possible whenever possible, even if it is like slightly risky, just because I don't want to get used to like relying on a layer upon a layer upon a layer upon a layer. Pretty much the sketch phase is the only one that I really just let myself go as far as I need to, because it's more about getting the form down than it is the final product. But once I get to final product, like, I really try to keep them manageable. Okay, so let's try to... Let's get rid of this. Damn, that's pretty nice. Now I'm taking the color, like, quote-unquote, pad away. That's pretty nice. I like it. Satisfied! Let's see, where's my boot reference? There it is. Okay. I'm gonna give her the cool little, like, flappy thingies. I don't know what they're called, but they're pretty pog. It's like the cuff of the actual boot itself, not the tongue of it. Fuck. Okay. I need to slow down. This is where the corner is, right here. So... if the foot's there... I want it to have, like, the little thingies. I know what I want it to be, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it. Oh, I'm thinking of this wrong, that's why. I still might fuck it up, but that's okay. We're here to try. I will always try. Yeah, that, like, points up. Now the question is like, do I keep this bear skin or not? I might make it taller on her, actually. Oh, this one actually needs to be taller. Hold on. There we go. Does that even look like a shoe? I promise, guys, I'll figure it out. There's not gonna be a bend in this one. But it's not the big toe, so it's gotta, like... That's another thing about, like, medieval boots, too, is that they're mostly held together by, like, straps, but not in the, like, traditional shoelace kind of way. Like, they could, but it always strikes me how loose they actually look. Like, it really does look like you just kind of rolled it around your leg and then tied it in a spot, if that makes sense. Okay. For the reference, it's like near there, and then there's room for the rest of the laces past it. Do I want that, though? Okay. I don't know. I think I'll leave it for now. And see. I'll mess with it later. I need to do a little bit of a foot study to make that work. So. But for now, we'll go ahead and, let's see. These count as belts. I'm gonna put, they look like little belt thingies, but they have like a metal buckle to them or something. If that made any sense at all. So we're gonna increase the belt count to 6. That means I only have to put 10 more on. Okay. Okay, we'll leave it right there. I think I'm gonna start wrapping up a little bit here. Probably end around 10:30. But this was fun. I like doing this. I want to keep doing it more consistently. Like I'm probably gonna try to do it every Thursday if I can, from like 8 to 10. Again, I kind of want these streams to be something that's like no pressure. Nothing that ever has to be concrete or perfect or picturesque. And kind of be honest about the struggles of like not knowing specific shapes and things, but still being able to like work through it, right? So, you know, I may continue progress on this one in the background over the course of the week, but I might go ahead and continue working on it this coming Thursday for the next stream, just because, like, oh boy, there's a lot to do. So maybe next time I can get it to at least a place where I can focus on the line work. I think I've got a lot of design decisions figured out here. The only things that I need to kind of figure out at this point is how I want to finish up the tail. Here, let me actually finish up the tail. I know I want to kind of create almost like a striped pattern for her to kind of wrap it up and around and bring it to the point to kind of accentuate the curvature of her body. And I know that I want to add more spines because I don't want it to just be along the back and simple. I want it to feel like a living, breathing creature that has different kinds of scales for different purposes. So I think probably we'll focus on making sure I nail down the rest of the design choices for Gix's wyvern form here. And then the only thing I feel like I gotta change left on Gix as a human is figuring out her feet. I think I'm starting on the right path though, but everything else, I'm pretty happy with the rest of it. But, okay. So I'll just continue to work here for the next 7 minutes or so, and if you guys have any other questions or anything like that, you know, just let me know. I'm not afraid to answer them at all. I love giving out advice and things too, so if you have any questions about what I've said, or any decisions I've made and why, like, feel free to do so. So... Give me your banana. I really need to catch up on Dun Dun Dun. I've only seen like 4 episodes, but they were gold, honestly.
It's like I woke up from a nightmare. It's like I woke up from a nightmare. Because I finally got away from you. And I ain't never going back there. If it's the last thing I'll ever do. But now it's R.I.P. Because it's over and you're dead to me. You just a memory that I can't break, but I can't shake the ghost since you left behind here. You're dead to me. Riddle me this. When is it you decided to turn into a bitch? We used to be lower than down. Anybody that knew us would admit. Then you suddenly switch. Yeah, you suddenly switch. In all of my years, I never seen someone corrupted so quick. Lately, I'm feeling like I'm being haunted by all of these demons that I got inside of me. Deep in my arteries, don't even know the reason of pathology. Fuck it, I feel like I'm ready to blow up. I'm ready to blow up and call it a rap. Call it a rap. You can have all my shit if it means that I see you. I don't want it back. It's like I woke up from a nightmare. Because I finally got away from you. And I ain't never going back there. If it's the last thing I'll ever do. Like fuck that. But now it's R.I.P. Because it's over and you're dead to me. You just a memory that I can't break, but I can't shake the ghost since you left behind here. But now it's R.I.P.
You know what? This line here does not match this line here. Somehow I'm fucking that up. So, I like that shape though. So let's get rid of this. If I were to follow that same line of logic of it being at that same angle, then it would be... It'd be more like this. Let me see without the sketch. Yeah. That's why. I was wondering why it looked odd. It's because the rib cage isn't actually aligned with how I've got the shoulders lined. I'll have to keep that in mind for next time. So let me get rid of this a little bit. I'll leave the reference so I don't forget. I need to fix it. Right when you think you got everything set up, sometimes you realize you kind of fucked it up. But that's okay. That's why we're here to catch them. So, I'm actually going to make that chest bigger, though, because I do want the chest to be nice and big, because wyverns need to have a big chest to have the kind of arm strength that they need to be able to pull it off. Okay. Alright. So with that last... Oh, yeah, that looks better from far away. With that last revelation in mind, it's 10:30 now, so we'll go ahead and wrap it up. Like I said, I'll probably do 8 to 10 every Thursday. And, you know, I may work on this, I may work on other things. Right now, I'm definitely in the groove of getting this done, but, you know, it could be anything from a storyboard, art piece, anything like that. And I really appreciate it, or you guys tagging along. Being able to work on anything alongside me. Something about working together as artists and all of that and hanging out that makes it a lot easier to work on stuff and laugh off mistakes. So anyway, hope to catch you next week, and thank you so much. I'll catch you guys later.